We're reversed. We are definitely reversed. There we go. Yeah, what else I got plugged in here? I guess I'll put it on this side over here. I want to do some recordings outside, but they're having some kind of festival, so I don't want to be around that. So I'm just going to work on my PC while I'm in here. First things first, my name's Kenneth Bird, and my company, we're just doing something called Cardboard PC Kingdom, something I started. I started building PCs out of cardboard. I always wanted to have a cardboard PC. Seen other modders do it, make their own cardboard PC setup, so I started doing my own. And turned into these guys over there. So, yeah. So I started a nice little hobby for myself. Fan. Definitely gotta come out. It's this crazy place to have a fan, but this is what I want. This off a bit. Okay, let's see, reinforced. Did I put a bottom piece across here for the ridge? I don't think I did anything. I should have put a piece right here, here, and here, and here. Do I need something there? I don't know. This is going to involve one of our flex screen setups. The darker version, which I have to show up to date to the darker version of that technology. Oh, we do have one. I forgot we have a larger one. That's when we use to change gray screens different colors. Although the color balance off and the white levels and everything else we throw against it. And we do have a darker one than that, way darker than that one. Alright, cool. Let me see what we got here in the box. Ooh. What is that? We definitely need that. If I do have these, that's there. I have a nice little brush to put with. Let's see what I got on me here somewhere. Hopefully we got one. If we don't, I mean, we can't do the video because I need the paint. Move. I have one laying over here somewhere. None of our brushes, like nothing here, none of our brushes. Okay, he can't be on camera. Make sure he can't be on camera because the cat has some weird habits. Nothing. I could have swore I had some brushes in there somewhere. Let's go check over here. Oh, you can't be on camera, buddy. I don't have you if you're in the shop. That's dangerous. You do weird stuff like that. This would definitely work. That's definitely work. nobody have one. Well, I have some. I don't have one. Oh, why would I thought I had one? There's nothing in my box. Oh, that's no good. Trash. Nothing caught up. We'll put that in the back. So I'm going to have to, I already filled out the application for my grant. And I said if I need any help or anything at all, just contact them. So they can pretty much try to explain, because there is nothing on that application that describes what the freak we do. That's why the guy had to come down. He had to come down and see it for himself. Because there's nothing, there's no way to describe it. Oh, wow. Minutes ago. Oh, you just noticed that. I just noticed that a few minutes ago. Seriously. We got to take down our wall here. So our wall is leaning out. I looked at it and said, wait a minute, why is this thing leaning so far out? It's got to come down anyway. So again, like I said, we're not going to be here. But this wall right here. See, I told you, everything happens for a purpose. This is actually leaning out. This stayed up there all that time until our application came in for us to get a grant so we can move to a bigger place. Everything happens for a reason. It's time to take down the wall. It's actually leaning out. We had this thing sent there with no problem whatsoever. And I look up and I see a person there like, wow. All right, time to take it down. Clear it out and get ready. Because again, I told you, we're moving to another place. Just got to find the place. That's the problem. Not the problem. We got plenty of places. It's just the bottom line is that I want the right one. All right. Hola. Let's get ready to mount this sucker. All right. If we can't find the whatchamacallit, I'm going to switch over to this and take this whole thing down to nothing. But we don't really technically need it, to tell you the truth, honestly. No, we really don't. No. And the screen's running. I'll tell you about this giant screen project. We're going to be building the screen. It's humongous. We're going to put together, me and my friends, and it's going to accommodate multiple projectors. On top of that, we're not running multiple projectors. We can play, I'm getting a Nintendo Switch too. I'm going to get it. So that way we can play on this 300-inch wraparound screen. My buddy's going to do the job. He's into all that stuff. We're linking all the projectors together so they all combine. That's what he does. Talking with the move here a little bit, buddy. You got to take this wall down. Yes, sirree, buddy. Yes, sirree. Boy, he's telling us it's time to go. We don't need it anymore. Yep, that's it right there, coming down. Alright, so let me see. What's that hit? To do that, I can do this right now because this is stiffing me. Come on, go with me. There we go. Where's my whatchamacallit? Where is it? Oh, here it is. Videos are never different. They're always different. Every time we're working on something, always different. Yup. Everything has for a reason. I'm just sitting there looking at the wall and leaning. I'm like, wait a minute. The thing's up here, but all this time it's never leaned. But usually when it's time for me to go, that means things start going back to no. They just change. Just a sign the Lord's telling us it's time. You know, we got our confirmations, we got a license, we got a technology that works anywhere we want to work. We're good. So, just getting ready. And I go down and stick anything, like permanently, everything snaps off. I'll put blue droplets on, so that way I can take the full thing down when I got ready. Yep. Tape together. Let's see. These are a new one. It's a new joint I got. Little baby. It's a new one I got for work. Usually when you get these blades, and you can tell they're cheap because they're very light in the handle. Extremely light. There's no weight to it, no balance to it whatsoever. So you can tell it's a very cheap blade because there's no balance. And the other blade has very nice balance to it, but this one's very, very light. But I got a chance to come in and sharpen that blade much better with a sharpening stone because it was very, very dull. But it's just used for work. It's actually a perfect size. See right here? See how it's perfect size right there? Where the other one, if I can figure out what I did with that thing. Oh, where's my other work blade at? Nope, not there. Pick this thing up, you know? I use this thing for work all the time. I use that thing for everything. I mean, literally everything. Probably sitting here on the table looking right back at me and say, hey, buddy, I'm right here. Work knife couple? Oh, here it is. This one right here is cold steel. Now, if you know anything about cold steel make excellent knives. This has perfect balance, nice weight to it whatsoever. This right here, too light. There's that more weight here, more light. This one right here is much better. It's a much better one. Yeah, this one I use for work. This one I mainly use for work. This one right here, I'll snap this off and break this. This will definitely break. This is very cheaply made. This one right here I can actually use for work. Top of that's a much thicker blade too on top of that. Look at this. Much thinner blade. My ex used to buy these little decorated knives right here. So it looks pretty. Pretty doesn't work for me. But we'll sharpen it up and just use it as a box cutter because that's pretty much all it's going to be used for. Right now, I just sharpen it up a bit. Oops, camera tilted. But it was real dull when I got it. I had to teach how to sharpen our knives. You get the real good knives for the kitchen, they got automatic sharpeners in them. So they automatically sharpen every time you take the blade out. So it stays nice and sharp. This is pretty good, but it just has less weight to it. I'm just adding more weight in the day, but it's a nice one. Just had to sharpen it up a bit, that's all. But I use it as a utility knife. This one I can carry on me, because again, that one I can't. I definitely can't carry this one on me. But I don't have a reason to have a utility knife on me. I just call that a utility knife because that's what it is. This one, on the other hand, can't have this one. That's a little way too high right there. That'll get you in trouble. So that's a no. If I'm working and I'm basically on site, then I can use this right here. But this is one if I'm carrying, if I'm working. But I'm going to get myself a good utility knife. Probably something about 3 inches is all I need. 3 inches, that's all I need. I know it's supposed to be about the painting, but I've seen this thing leaning out. I'm like, I'm going to take this thing down now. Got this panel system coming in, front projection only panel system. So I think I'm going to use a few of these to do the panel system because I can separate them and hit it with the projector. Because you're going to need a white surface behind it to show the more bigger effect of it all. That's what we'll do. So, oops, came along with me. There's the baby. Gotta give it a name. I don't know if they're got a name for that. Here's all my baby's name. Here's all my tools' name. Lucille. I like the name Lucille. But then again, it has a more of a Japanese kind of look to it. Well, I called the name I was supposed to call Taco, but he wouldn't accept the name. Horiko. Horiko. Horiko? Isn't that the name of your girlfriend? Horiko. Yes. Horiko. Horiko. Long time being Lucy. Got a name something Lucille now. Now the new world I'm building for myself, involving some new technology we're working on, online would not have access to that world. Like my business cards and stuff, there's no access to that, to online. The only people have access to that, you gotta be offline. They get it. Boom. So, keeping that separate. You know, we got weirdos on our accounts. Weirdos. I forgot to leave panels. I'll figure it out. I might take these over here for the panels. Hold on. Careful on that one. Sure. Yeah, I'm gonna have to have them hard to explain. And that's the thing about it. When they were talking about helping me get started on what I needed, you have to see it. Like, it's kind of hard to explain. There's no category for our stuff at all, period. I'm not gonna go in and find a home theater. We're different in home theater. We work in several different areas in a home theater. Projection, floor, ceiling technology, mapping technology, interactive technology, all that crazy stuff. We can project the desk and all that crazy stuff. So we don't do the ever normal stuff. Yeah, screens we submerge underwater and so forth, and different color screens and all kinds of stuff. So we don't have it. We have a strange category. On top of that, the technology is black, so that's another story right there. So yeah, even our ambient light rejection is different from everybody else because we got that whole sun absorption technology. So they have to come see it. That's how that works. Because if anybody can explain it to them, they have to let them see it. Bum, 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 bum. You want to hear something creepy? I'll tell you something creepy. Majority of the people that come on my channel to watch myself are the trolls. Well, we know you're here. We definitely know you're here. You think because you pop in here you're undetected? We know exactly where you're at. So just so you know, we know you're in here. Yep. That's what makes you creepy. I'm never on your channel watching your stuff. You know why? There's nothing really going on over there at all, period. I mean, pretty much. I mean, just hearing you rant about us and the fact that you can't do anything that we can do. I shot, what, how many videos a day? Can't remember, it's a bunch of them. But I shot a whole bunch of videos showing me on this technology you have over there. The one you stated in your video that no one would buy it, the one I actually was able to walk around. You know that thing was rear projection? Did you know that? Oh, we don't show that off when we do it against the PC. We make it look like they're only front projection, but those things are actually front and rear. Yep, they have multiple applications. We're talking to the naysayers right now. Multiple applications. Applications that you can't even hate on because you know nothing about. Because your brain's that small. You understand it. Now, for people that think outside the box, they look at that technology and they see all the possibilities and things that they can do. But you don't have that ability because your brain's not big enough. Therefore, you're going to need mustered up enough knowledge, well, can't call it knowledge, but something, whatever you want to call it, just think of the bad things. That's all you can do. But other people see that they see all the crazy and interesting things that now they can do because of that technology. Yep. We don't expect you to think much. Don't give you that credit at the end of the day. Don't tell me you're intelligent. Don't show it. Now, you want to hear something else even crazier? Some of them are even mad that basically, and this is going to hurt real bad when I say this, but it's true because I've got the niggers that you basically posted and called me nigger over and over again. You don't like the fact that I'm African American. I developed this technology. Yes, we have some on the account that are racist against black people because I received all kinds of text messages calling me every racist name in the book. Oh, we know where you're at. Trust me, so you know that. So I know you hate the fact that an African American, a black man, developed this technology. Yeah. You know, because some of you feel that it shouldn't be possible for an African American to muster up the intelligent level to develop such a technology. I'm very open when I speak at the end of the day. We know who you are. Soon, when all this is over, I'm going to post your information with exactly what you just said, connected to your text and your IP address. Because, you know, people like that, they like to hide. They like to hide behind their cameras. That's what they like to do. They don't like people knowing who they are. That's why they wear masks. But we know exactly who you are. That box is here. Yep. I had that happen a couple of times. Talked to a few people like, man, they must hate the fact that you're black. I said, yeah, I've had a couple of them get mad. Now, would I say all white people? No, heck no. I got white friends myself. No. And every group of people, you always have bad apples. That's the thing about it. You always have bad apples in those groups. So I don't look at the entire race like that because I'm not ignorant like they are. I basically, at the end of the day, judge those at the end of the day that do what they do. That's it. You're just part of the bad apples, that's all. The ones that nobody wants. Even your own race doesn't even want you. Because I found out that I have Caucasian friends, and if someone called me the N-word, they'd be ready to do more damage than I am. They get more upset than I do. I got to calm them down at the end of the day. They're ready to hurt somebody badly. And I got to calm them down. Like, hey, bro, it's not worth it. Just let it go, let it go. They don't want to let it go. They want to hurt somebody. Those are the ones I call my brothers. Okay. Wait, I want to go that direction. Like that one, huh? Go with me. Get out of the way. See? The whole reason why I built the whole thing out of cardboard. Well, anyway, Lord's supposed to build the whole thing out of cardboard because, number one, it'd be easy to take it down. And number two, we didn't touch the walls. Look at it, the walls are not even touched. That's my new laugh now. I make that laugh when I have to embarrass naysayers. See? So the walls never touch. Look at that. Look at that. So basically, if you were moving into an apartment and you basically can't touch the walls, you can literally have a giant screen up there without ever touching the walls. But I'm using the cardboard system. Now, if I had a place where I can go pick it up at, I would have picked up the huge 48 by 96 by 48. I'd have picked up those huge square surfaces, the real thick ones, the ones I use for designing with furniture at my home front. But we couldn't get them up here. Yeah, we couldn't get them up there. They were a headache. And I did order some from Amazon, but they jacked them up. They damaged the corners and everything. We're going to get into painting this PC, but this was leaning out, so I'm going to take care of this now. I never let anything, I don't entertain something. If I see something that needs to be taken care of, I take care of it and get it out of the way. So let me stack these up here. It takes a long time to leave me, Lucy. I got this song stuck in my head. I think someone was playing country music, and the last thing I was playing got stuck in my head now. Well, a good song, though. Good songs. I like country music. Country music is good music. It's a long time to leave me, Lucille. Lucille. Yeah, when I came here, they didn't want us touching the walls. So it took me 2 months to figure out exactly how we're going to do this without touching the walls. I couldn't drill any holes in the wall, couldn't do anything. I mean, I could, but I didn't want to. Because I know for a fact that the motorized projection screens and fixed frames can be heavy, and they can ain't be able to find the studs and all that stuff, and I don't want to be doing that here. So what I did was this basic and simple one. Very cheap, very affordable to do. Now I'm going to show off my demonstration, and we're done. Right there, right top on. That can be used. These can be used. Now, as for naysayers online tomorrow, look at all those boxes. I'm going to report him. This is how dumb you are at the end of the day. That blackout cloth acoustic technology we're developing, it's only available offline. Can't get them online. So those boxes right there are going to be recycled again to ship out the surfaces that we're going to be producing. Because you know, my name's about the ball. I got these huge contracts and we're developing all this new technology for different places. And some of that involves something called Cinema Flow, which is a new technology. We're developing a whole different type of acoustic screen. Can't buy these on Amazon. These are actually custom designed. We've got some people coming in to tailor and sew these things up. And even come with a tubing system that allows you to feed it through that screen so you can hang it up anywhere you want. So they're going to be available offline only. So we're going to be using all these boxes, by the way. I got to send out samples. Samples, and some are already ordered for. So there'll be orders and samples. Now these right here we can't use for the markings. So the other ones I can't use. Large. That box is large. I don't know why it's so. You look like a ham sandwich over there. A ham sandwich. You never had a ham sandwich. It looks like a ham sandwich. Go. Here. In there quite nicely. So, I'm going to use some of those to introduce the new gunmetal screen we're going to be working on. Quite a beautiful screen, just so you know. And they say, get your tissues ready. The crying game begins. You will cry for many days. Your bellies will be fat and sluggish with haterade. That's what their day is going to be like. I think of them as a bunch of beach whales. Just filled and sluggish with the haterade. Can't even move. Just sitting up there just basking and saying, oh, so filled with haterade. Your ducts completely dry because you cannot cry anymore. Yeah, that gunmetal, that gunmetal, the one we're developing, oh my goodness, beautiful. I want something when we engineer it, and it's not for you haters at the end of the day. I know I said a statement about making you cry. You cry anyway. You can be talking about this and you cry about that. You can talk about that and you cry over that. You cry all the time. You remind me of that guy in Bedazzled. Remember I told you about the guy who cried and everything? He made him too sensitive. He wanted to be sensitive and she made like extra sensitive. And when he saw the sun, he cried. That's what you guys remind me of. But anyway, this new technology we're working on, the gunmetal. Oh my goodness. I can't wait to send a sample of that to all these certified gunmetal screens so they can see this new technology. Front and rear can absorb sunlight. Look, they're bitter already. Like, front and rear. And when I said front and rear, they doused up the page. Front and rear? Well, wait a minute. Didn't you just develop this black tech? We already did black technology. We already got it. It's already selling. Wait a minute. Don't you have that rear? We're working on it. It's only 15%. We're still having fun with it. I'm still taking it outside, playing around with it. What about the game? We got the gamer paint right over there. But now we got something else going to be shown off. The fluorescence, and there's a jade colored screen that's coming up for that technology. It's front and rear, and we got different colors coming out for it. You got to pace yourself, man. Pace yourself. If you don't, you mess around, have a heart attack, screaming at your phone. Because you can't handle all the stuff we're bringing up. Oh, by the way, we're going to give you challenges on making our stuff. Just for fun. To drag you around for a little bit. Because you got all this free time. So, since you're not going to make my stuff, well, I'm going to give you the option to make all our stuff with all tests connected to it. So it'll keep you busy. If you can't do it, then that proves you're just a bigger fake, right? There we go. So I'm planning to drag you around a little bit. Since you got all this talk, right? And I got that special screen paint now under the desk, the one that was denied. That is the most special screen paint of any screen paint I've ever purchased from him. The best. It's the best of the best. All of them. You know why? It's a refusal. It's a refusal Metallica 2.0. That's what it is. That's what makes that paint more special than any paint I've ever had. It was at his front door where he sat there and said, no, I don't want it. Send it back. That makes that paint beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And I got, people want some of it. They want some of the paint. I'm sorry, I can't sell it to you. I can't. This is mine, for me. I'm so happy I'm about to cry. I'm showing tears. You see my tears? That's a special paint, man. You understand? Mind you, when you got a troll, a person talks so much trash about your product, and you've been trashing them through the whole thing, but to get a paint that his own product sent to him, and he sent it back to you, oh my goodness, it's gold. It's gold. It's a refusal. It's a refusal Metallica Mix 2.0. And I got people want a piece of it. Like, give me some of that. Let me get some of that. Let me get some of that. No, I can't give you that. It's mine. That's mine. Because they wanted to be the rank on him. That's why they wanted to be the rank on him. He talked a lot of trash about his product being, glorious, and there was nothing glorious about it. Everyday house paint. That's pretty much what it was. So that's what we made it with. We made it with everyday house paint, right? Oh, I forgot about that. We didn't think about that, did we? We made it using everyday house paint, did we not? We did, right? And he refused it. Interesting. Just something to think about, that's all. So if you had to do a gray versus gray demonstration, well, you did that already. If you had to do any kind of demonstration, well, you couldn't back it up. Gee, where's Louise? Oh. Well, I told him don't refuse it. Didn't you say don't refuse it? Don't refuse it. This is why we couldn't get him to do the challenge. I challenged him for 4 years. 4 years. This guy, I got a challenge for you. Build a more expensive PC. I was building PCs before you were ever born. Actually, you can't say before you were born. Before you were ever on YouTube, I was building PCs. I built machines you couldn't even understand at the end of the day. If I were to explain and break down the schematics of the technology that I built back then, you couldn't even understand it at all, period. Like the guy who forgot an entire motherboard. And at that said he had a 5090. Everybody grabs a 5090 when they're talking about specs. Oh, we got the 5090. The problem you don't know about the 5090 is how do you keep that thing cool? Because the stock fans that come on are no good. They don't run correctly. There's no anywhere you're going to be to keep that system. You're going to overclock it on top of that with them stock fans on it? Yeah, it's not going to work. So you can't even tell me the schematics of how you're going to break it down, how you're going to get this thing to run sufficiently without basically, well, you're going to avoid the warranty anyway. It's going to happen. But you can't even give me that information. Like, how was your liquid cooler? What type of RPM fans would you use? What type of speed controls would you use up to RPMs from the door? You can't even tell me that stuff. What type of, I like my particular kind. There's a certain one I use right now. Thermal paste do you use? You don't know anything about that at all whatsoever. See? And then you're going to talk about a 5090. You can't stick that thing in any form of PC case. It takes a particular PC case to put that thing in there. The liquid cooling system, we're going to use like 240s, 360s, any of those? Whatever. They don't know. That's why I asked him a bunch of questions. He was actually on my Facebook forum when we were talking about PC builds, and he came and said, this guy doesn't know anything about building. They laughed at him. Everybody laughed at him in the room. Because I'm in the room, I actually talk about a lot of my stuff in there. So they laughed at him. And the guy was, this is the guy who forgot the motherboard. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. What about 420s? What about 420? What case you going to put with a 420? I don't understand a word I'm saying at all, period. Oh, I think I found brushes. 4020s. These 4020s? The 4020s? What are the 4020s? Why do they call 4020s? Now, any PC guy here would know at the end of the day. And he says some stupid thing about, I don't know, he don't know about category class of PCs. Oh, you can tell it's a console gamer. Sorry, but it was. Because a console gamer that does PC and console, they still would know that. And they wouldn't have forgot the motherboard. Oh, we found a brush. Thank you. I got a brush here. Yeah, they wouldn't have forgot the motherboard. I mean, come on, man. It's like buying parts for your car and you forgot the entire car itself. Without the motherboard, that's a main piece of your whole entire system. Without that, the system doesn't even exist. Where are you going to run the rest of your parts at? How are they even hooking any of that stuff up? Let me explain the CPU we had. And again, CPU, the one you chose in the day, not all that great. You understood the concept of the PCs that I have over here. They're not made to be high-powered machines. Actually, one is my work machine at the end of the day, and the other one's made for arcade games. Yeah. But we can talk about my 2011 server board that I used to have back in the day, which had 256 gigs of PC3000 OC, which were all overclocked. How much RAM it takes in for 256 gigs of RAM? That's a lot of things. 15 terabytes of stackable hard drives. Of course, we didn't have the M2s at the end of the day. And then I had an additional 2 more terabytes inside, because at the time 1 terabyte was actually considered to be a lot. Have you ever seen a PC motherboard with 4 12-core processors, which means it runs 4 CPUs at the same time? You know how you get a liquid cooling system to run on that? You can't, because they don't make them at that particular time. You have to build those parts. So yes, and there was no such thing as dual Y adapters for an ATX, which they didn't make them. You already had to solder those together to make a form of 2 Y adapter, 2 ATXs to run into, actually pretty much is 24 pin. So basically you need 2 of those to run 2 power supplies into 1 motherboard, because you run a lot of hardware. Don't even know the specifications on your console system. That's even sad at the end of the day, because everything's got PC part. I had to pause that for a minute. It has a couple PC parts on it. The rest of the stuff is pretty outdated. That's kind of jacked up too. They can be outdated parts. You put outdated parts on a PC, on a console, and so you're getting new stuff. Yeah, if you did your research, you'd have realized that the games that were ported over, we had this conversation before about your games being ported over to PC, that PC does not require the hardware that your console system requires. A 4070, please. You can get a 20 server. A 20 series graphic card would run God of War with no problem. 20 series, and you're requiring on your guys a 4070? That's the equivalence of your card? No. They just charge you way too much. Way too much. They did you like the Truckster. Remember the Truckster in National Lampoon? They made something crazy, and you just got that much trust at the end of the day. And then, I think in history, the worst, I think, scam I've seen on the PlayStation. Oh, this is going to hurt people. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. It's that limited edition bullcrap. That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Because here's the thing, if it had something completely different, if the hardware was completely different from the original Pro, like say I had like a better graphic card on, a better CPU, something different to make it different than that system, I would be like, oh yes, definitely worth spending that money for it. It is. But the only thing you got on there was a case. You paid $1,000 for a freaking case, a limited edition case, that anybody with a 3D printer could have made it themselves. That's what you paid for it. Because there's nothing different in that. You strip it down side by side, they're both the same machine. The Pro and the limited edition are both the same machine. You just got a special limited edition case. That's pretty much all you got. Nothing special about it. Just got no neon lights on it, no fan ports or light up, none of that stuff. Just a regular case. That's it. Okay. Can't get mad about that. I mean, they just got you. I mean, think about it. 360 did it too. They did it with the Halo edition, the Gears of War edition, which was all red controllers, came with a 500 gig hard drive, you know what I mean? It had the big old gear on the side of it. And it was the same thing. It was the same 360 I had. I had the elite version of it. I had a black version of it, and all the other arcade versions of it. And the elite version had a 120 gig hard drive. Which one had a 120 gig hard drive too on top? Let me check on that. I think they all had 120 inches. But yeah, they're all the same system. They just had different. They were colored different. That's all. Oh, look, he's fighting his mouse. They were just colored different. That's all. They're just all the same system, but they were just expensive. That's all. Oh, did he just bite that thing and gallop off? That is awesome. Never seen him gallop before. That's pretty cool. Well, anyway, well, consoles do that to you. Consoles will come up with 10 different systems within the same period of time and just charge you a whole lot of money for the same thing. They got the same parts. They'll make the slim version. Maybe you might put a better hard drive on it, but it'll be a slim version of it. Then people will go out and buy the slim version of it, but it's still the same thing as the wide version of it. And they got you again. So if I think the only thing I've seen to change is when the Pro came out, it was a complete different system. So voila. Voila. And still would I buy it? I haven't even decided on that yet if I wanted one yet. To tell you the truth, honestly. No, I'm good with my PS4 to tell you the truth. But it has superior graphics, no less. Oh, by the way, the crack about the 1050s, that's because you can't use the 1050. You know why? Because your screens are garbage. That's why. You know what a 1050 looks like? A 1050 graphic card looks like on one of those clear screens over there. It looks freaking unreal. See, the technology we engineer allows a 1050 graphic card to look absolutely insane. That's what that technology does over there. So that saves me a lot of money because now I'm spending money for high-end graphic card because that screen does all the work. Where y'all screens at the end of the day that don't read contrast and color, you have to spend more money because your stuff doesn't work. You know, like I did that side-by-side demonstration and showed you why that great paint over here we had, that Metallica Mix 2.0, couldn't pull up jack in any game we actually shot. Even in Destiny, it didn't pull jack up. There you go. So I can run a 1050 on that technology over there because it looks absolutely incredible. The technology has enhancements in it that allow it to do that. Where your screen at home won't be to do it. So it's cost you more money. Look, you don't like the way when I talk to you on camera, you naysayers, you can do me a favor. Make a painter come against me. A real product, not that Series C crap at the end of the day and that other mess we got underneath the desk right now. That person can't lay claim to it because they don't want to have it anywhere near them because it doesn't work. Ooh, can you imagine? See, that's the reason why I said he can't really market his product the way he wants to. Can you imagine if he had to come down to a distributor and they had to see him paint that thing in? And he can't back the product up? Gentlemen, I've been posting videos, right? And I've been crushing you. Hear that? You can't touch this. I've been crushing you. You see my technology over yours. I can come on here and I can talk just like this and post a video and crush you just like that. Look how weak you guys are. I'll open up the chat, I'll let you come in. All you do is you come in and you cry. Make YouTube channels with my name and you cry. It doesn't upset me. It shows me you have nothing left. I send your paint right back to you, send it back to me. It becomes my trophy. I send you money for your products, you cancel, and you put every dime back into my account. Jamie put so much money back into my account, we started making a game out of it. It's coming back so fast. We made an order, and I figured out how long it would take me to paint my screen and set it up before the money came back. Actually came back before I get the screen set up. Oh, easy. Real typical guys to be. What's that on screen though? Not you. Anybody else? You're better than that one I do. I try to. I try to give you the ability to take you seriously. A little bit. That's why I gave you options. I gave you challenges. You didn't take any of those. You ran on every single challenge. So, I just now blatantly embarrass you. You want me to send my paint to your front door to have you send it back? Well, I can do that. I'll send some apple barrel to you, some network gray 773, micro blend slip silver, and my product. I'll bet you return it, just like I have it on my desk right now. And what are you going to do? You're going to cry. That's what you're going to do. That's all you have left. You have nothing left. Alright then. They made a little chat. When I show up the gunmetal technology, I'm going to crush you again. Didn't you say you make gunmetal product? I'll make you UV mix and your Frankenstein. I didn't make it. I'll bet you if I send that to you, you don't need a test. Fernando. If I want to make your day miserable, I can make your products and send them back to you. And I guarantee you, we'll get every box back on this desk. I think you had enough already with the first one, right? You don't want any more embarrassing, do you? All right then, move on. Mind your business. Before I send the Frankenstein back to you. Now mind you, every package that comes back to us shows that we have your product. Right now, it's on my desk right now, it's all your mixes, except for the darker ones. Because that mixture I put in there, with that mic in it, would have matched all your products easily. With no problem whatsoever. So, the fact that you sent it back, you already knew what I already knew in my head myself. Alright then. So that is now, I'm going to call it the refusal to make a mix. Because it makes all your products. Alright, I got this thing now. I'll paint my piece in. And what's that too? We make the gunmetal, we'll cry about that too. It's gonna be a beautiful screen. Oh my goodness. It's so beautiful. I'm gonna cry. Oh. Frankenstein. You wanna make it yourself? I can give you a challenge to make it. I gotta send that to your front door. I'll post it in the challenge. Frankenstein, or UB, is a reversal. It's just you take a reversal of this black paint. 6 tablespoons of white paint makes your product. I made it on camera. That's what makes the UV mix. The Frankenstein is a shade lighter, which when I put them side by side, I can tell it's a shade lighter. So it's 5. That's all it takes to make your product. That's it. Now the metallic mix 2.0, I can make an upgrade on that one. I could do half and half. Half PBJ silver, or PBG or PBJ silver, and half I would use the Bear 1050 16 ounce per 16 ounce. Add in about 2 tablespoons of mica. Add in about 2, if you want to do 2 or 3 of black paint, depending on how dark or how light you want it. That would make a nice mixture right there. That will match everything you have. The darker mix that you make, the reversal on that one, can't put anything in there because it would change it and alter it. You need to hit just right. So you would go with the black and the 5 tablespoons. But I would put in 2 tablespoons, make it 3 tablespoons of dark silver mica. You have a perfect blend there. I can upgrade all your stuff from here. I'll post the ingredients. Well, I'll give you 3 days to do the video demonstration. If you don't do it, we have your stuff. Now, you can sit there and say to me, well, I can make your stuff. We did this already, didn't we? Remember I gave you permission to make my stuff? What happened? It kept coming up gray. I had to make it for you. I had to make a version that wasn't art, but I had to make a version of it. It came up black. You failed on that 2 times in a row. I got it right. It was your stuff at the end of the day. First of all, there is no videos me showing you how to make my product anywhere. Because we don't do that. You do. And you sold your customers a free mix. What a shame. That's why it's a video of making your product. You declare it as your product when I send it back to you. Now, I've got a brush. Finish this up. This is done. Oh, the crybabies. I miss the old days. I miss those guys so much. Even Mississippi, man. He was a jerk at times in the day. But at least at the end of the day, he didn't do the dumb stuff these guys did. He backed everything up. We had discussions back and forth, man. He was a good person, man, to have conversations with back and forth, man. He was. You guys posing as Mississippi, man, you're idiots. You know why? He's from Mississippi, New Orleans. He basically has a certain way of writing and saying things, how he talks and everything, even how he writes stuff out. So I know this guy at the end of the day. So you trying to be Mississippi, man, you couldn't be any more dumber at the end of the day. Gee, you guys are stupid. I think they think at the end of the day, if I mention certain keywords to certain people at the end of the day, we'll act like we're these people so we can fool him. I know it's you. You can't spell. My cat has better grammar than you. And he just says meow. So you can't spell. When you write things a certain way, it's a telltale how we know it's you. But yet you try. I tell you, you guys are like trying to watch somebody jump the Grand Canyon with a tricycle. You know they're going to fail. It's just funny to watch. After they jump it again, they fail, and you laugh at it, and they jump it again. And after the 60th and 70th time, it's still funny, like it was the first. That's why you guys are thought of in the whole entertainment world. I think if I pedal fast enough, I can do it. I can do it. No, you won't. You'll crash again. It's like watching the dodo birds jump over the side into the volcano. And then they figured out how their dodo birds went extinct. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Do 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 do. Gentlemen, when I'm ready to make my new transition to my new setup, you will be forgotten. Well, not forgotten on that level. I'm still going to stick lawyers and law enforcement officers on top of your head. That's definitely going to happen. You do a lot of dumb stuff, and I'm planning to prosecute you in court, so you will be seeing me face to face. But I will be forgetting you, because I got other things to do. No one wants to think about stupid people. I don't want to think about stupid people. I don't like to call anybody stupid. I really don't. But you guys didn't give me much choice here. What am I going to call you? You do some really dumb stuff. That's why I gave you guys the name The Three Students. Well, now 4 students. No. Either I must be so and so and so. Are you doing what I think you're doing? Oh, you're fighting it, right? He's attacking it. He's attacking his toys. Toys have attacked him. He's attacking his toys. So we're going to build our case here because we need to give him something to cry about because we're going to cry about this too. Oh my goodness. He's building a case. I got to cry about that too. Ooh. 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 Oh, he's crying about something. I remember one time, which one was talking about, I talk a lot of truth. Who said that? Jamie said I'm like a dog when you open up the gate. All I do is lick your hand and wet on myself. You did that when the agent came to your door, didn't you? You didn't want to even come to the door when he came there. You called out his name. He didn't want to come to the door. The new one I got coming in, he's going to call your name out. Yeah, Fernando, you better keep cool, man. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. You better keep it cool. Right now, we're hunting for your landlord. We have to have a talk with him because we're hunting for him. So, there's letters coming to your apartment complex so that anyone there can give us information on the whereabouts of where he's at. And the fake guy you got at the end of the day, no, I'm sorry, that didn't work. Because I asked him certain things and he couldn't answer those questions back that I answered. You would have to know something about the building to answer that back, and he couldn't do it. He just became very offensive and talked about suing me and whatever nonsense at the end of the day. Yeah, okay. So your little trick didn't work. What kind of power supply? We got actually a power supply that's been modded. I have to literally cut into the power supply. Alright, let's get off this road of talking about this guy, because again, he doesn't do anything at all, period. And I'm going to get back to my PC build here so I can get this thing done. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out how, with that power supply over there, the one I got over there, because I can cut my case, give it a more of a kind of a damaged look to it. So I'm going to have to cut the grill on it, so some of that fan is going to be exposed, spinning by itself. That's our own color, by the way. It's the color I made for this, because I wanted something different. Wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. Ooh, that gunmetal's gonna be beautiful. We gotta get a name for it. I'm actually gonna start working on the name and working on the label for it, because I can't wait to show that one off. Invisible front and rear gunmetal technology. Now I need a dark gray paint to show you that even a dark gray paint will fail. Well, of course the dark paint's on the rear. It's not front and rear. That's the problem. You won't be able to see right through it. So now, is this going to be a screen paint for y'all? No, it's not going to be a screen paint. It's going to be a physical screen. It's going to be part of that collection lineup. So they're going to be physical. So that screen paint formula will never be available. It's only for our customized gunmetal screens. Because I'm going to make a gunmetal screen, I don't want to make a paint. I'm going to make myself an actual screen. Look at that. They're all excited. Like, oh my God, no. For the naysayers, my hand, there's a screen. It's an actual screen. It's going to be pretty cool, too. It's going to be nice. Yep. Actually, it's going to be part of that technology over there. Once we have invisible, once we turn to different colors, it's going to be that. By that yellow ribbon around that old tree. Oops, that didn't go on there that well, did it? We gotta put it back on there. But that gives me a chance to get around this a little better. But that works for me either way. Get on the bus, forget about us, and play on me. Old tree. All the technology that we make for AdTech is front and rear. So that screen, when it becomes available, is front and rear technology. Of course, because sunlight passes through it. And you get to watch the opposite side of it. Forget about us. If play on you, find that yellow ribbon around that old tree. Yes, the gunmetal does not want to make a black screen. Only one of them did it. We'll just have to come into their backyard now with something more advanced than the previous gunmetals we developed. We'll make it invisible. We'll give it the ability to be far beyond that ambient light rejection technology that they use. Because that's what their gunmetals are. The gunmetals are known for having that insane ambient light rejection technology. But they use ambient light rejection technology. I'm going to make me a gunmetal that'll be far more superior than theirs, and it'll be using our new technology, which can, again, can survive out in sunlight. So we've got a nice little battle going on, us versus certified. All screens versus certified screens. I can't wait. This is going to be an epic battle. They can't come outside to play, and we can. I'm going to be on all the forum sites having a ball over there. We have the Dark Star 9, but the Dark Star 9 can't go outside, can't be submerged underwater, can't do any of those things that technology over there can do. There, Mr. Taco Bear. Did you know that the 15%ers are front and rear? Yeah, they're rear technology. Yeah, we didn't show that part off yet. I didn't think it was necessary yet. Right now, let's just have some fun with that front technology. What it's designed to do. And then later on, we'll show you what the rear projection does. Does something a little different. Oh, man. I like the way this is looking. Pat job on there, people. Pat job gives a nice little texture to it when it dries. That way it doesn't look so, you know, so normal. Hello, my name is Kenneth Bird. I'm teaching you how to paint a PC. We're going to do our own PC cardboard today because in the day, this is a great way to save some money and build a really cool case. So why don't you guys walk along with me and I'll show you what we're going to do. So we're just going to do a dabbing technique. Oh man, I tell you, highlight and best of my day. This is a guy called Dope or Nope. He had this channel called Dope or Nope, and I used to watch it all the time. Then he announced that he's going to retire and he was going to leave. Man, that kind of stuff. I really like the show. He came back. Here's the show. It's called Dope Now. Man, I watch it. I freaking love it. I freaking love it. Thank you so much, dude, for coming back, man. I really enjoy your show. I really do. He has a really good show. I freaking love it. Not just tasting weird stuff, which is cool. So I like people who have good content and showing some pretty cool stuff. You know? Thank goodness for people that are doing something positive with their YouTube channels other than them basically just committing crimes and getting themselves in stupid trouble, you know what I mean? Those idiots. These guys right here. I got to catch up with that other guy too. There's a couple of YouTubers got to catch up. I haven't been watching their stuff in a while. Got to watch their stuff and catch up. But I like watching their stuff. Yeah, good stuff. Mother channel. We don't talk about these guys on Mother channel. We just post their videos and that's basically about it. That's the channel that's advertised everywhere. Every time somebody uplinks my YouTube, my business card, it's on there so they can see all the stuff we're hooking up. Over here, we just talk about the idiots because, you know, they're idiots. If that offends you and you're one of the idiots, then guess what? You're an idiot. What are you going to do? Get upset and cry some more? That's pretty much what you're going to do. Or are you going to make a product and come against my stuff? No, you're not going to do that. You don't have the ability to do it. What did you do? I cried. And then what did you do after that? I cried some more. That's what I did. I showed him good. I cried some more. Yeah. Okay. Ugh. Look at this. This is going pretty good. Why don't we turn this into a turbine on this side? Would have been really nice. Let me turn that into like a turbine. That became looking really nice right there. Really nice. Yellow ribbon around. Now, for these people at the end of the day think, do I hate you? No, I don't hate you. I think you're dumb, that's all. I don't hate you, you're just dumb. You know, you could be doing something more positive with your time. You know, spending more time with your family, you know, because some of you really need to start spending some real hard time with your family because you don't know what your future's going to hold for you. So you really need to start spending some time with your family. I mean, some of you are going to end up in court pretty soon, and you're going to be in a situation that you may never see those people ever again. So you may want to basically start seeing more of your family. Because they did some dumb stuff. Got them on some very serious charges. And these charges, man, these guys, they did it. So, you know, we get to court. Especially with them all being involved and knowing each other at the end of the day. They're looking at some very serious time here. So I would get to know your family. So get to spend some time with them. You know? Because you might not be seeing them for a while. It's the truth. That's why when I went down, I got a chance to I got a pass to go down and see my family one last time. I never forget that. Mind you, I was almost in a maximum unit. They let me go. They let me out. I could have ran, but they let me go. Let me see my family again. Because they knew that where I was going, I was not going to see them for a very long time. So they gave me that pass. The judge gave me the pass. And he suited me up. And I wanted to go see my family. Of course, I hadn't seen them in 3 years. When all that went down, I hadn't been in and out of the system, and them getting me trying to figure out where to put me at and everything. So I hadn't seen them in roughly 3 years anyway. So everything had changed when I got back. Nothing was the same. Everything had changed so much. But at least I got a chance to see him before the remaining of my time had to be served. So, gentlemen, you're about to do what I did when I was 16. Well, at that time, I was 18. I was 18. Yep. I was 18. They made the decision on what they were going to do with me. But, yep. So I would advise you, spend time with your mother, and your brothers and your sisters, you know. If I knew all that stuff was going to happen, I definitely would have spent more time with my family, but I didn't. I didn't know they were going to catch me. But they did. They caught me. Now, it's interesting, because you know my record comes up clean. There's nothing on it at all, period. Did that have something to do with that? No, it didn't have anything to do with that. No. God had something to do with that. They blacked my record. No one can find it. I got buddies of mine at the end of the day that are like way high level hackers, and they couldn't find it. I'm like, what the freak? Who hid your stuff? And yes, somebody hid my stuff really good. No one can find it. I don't know what they did. I don't know how they did it or whatever they got to do it, but it's gone. It doesn't even exist. The charges or anything, not even there. So when people do background, because see, think about it. If I had those charges on me, I wouldn't be to rent those houses out. I wouldn't do anything at all, period. They were very serious charges. So there's nothing on there. Not a thing. My criminal background is blank. So I don't know who they got, because I remember having the conversation with the guy when he was talking to me when I was in lockup. He said, we're going to fix it so you have a new start when you leave out of here. And they did. This is from the courts. Somebody from the courts came over and they did it. But he's the one that made the statement. And God knew that I had to have a claim in order for me to get out there and start all over again. But whatever they did, nope. Couldn't find it. And a brother of mine is very level, high-end, let's say, computer magic man. And he couldn't find it. There's no trace of the hospital anymore. The hospital's gone. The facility, the unit that I had to be in, all that's gone. Every place that they took me at, it's not even there anymore. Because I tried to background check so I can find any of the people anymore. They're not there anymore. They're all gone. Even the buildings are not there. They were torn down and replaced with something else. There's no history of it anywhere at all. I can find nothing on it. So, that's interesting. Lord blotted it all out like it never happened. Can't find one person. I just try to find somebody. I mean, you spend that much time in the system, you know, you want to find somebody. There's nobody. I spent 8 years with those people. 8 years and 9 months with those people. You know, they're like, they're family. Spent a lot of time with them. Can't find any of them. Can't track down any of them. It's meant to be. I just wish that I hope they're doing well in life. That's what I wish for them. I wish always the very best for them. What are you watching? I know you ain't thinking about hopping up here. You know better than that, don't we? We've had these conversations before. I see that look in your face, like, what's going on up there? What are you doing? What are you up to? I don't need to know. He's a strange cat. I love him. But yeah, you know. Ooh, ooh. Give me weird looks. Is your TV on? No. Yeah. That's right. It's a TV. Yep. It's all meant to happen for a reason. And if I didn't get in trouble, if I didn't get locked up, I wouldn't have found God. I wouldn't have got saved. Be out there doing the same dumb nonsense. Probably would have been killed by now. So all that happened for a reason. Mother got her wish. She got bore her son saved and became a Christian man before she passed off this earth. I'm the one that got in the most trouble. I'm going to have to do another run over top these right here, but I'm going to have to put some kind of coating on it, because you have to do these twice. And we got to go in with the extra fine brush. You're getting those areas, the detail areas, definitely got to be in it with an extra fine brush. This is going to have one of my screens on it, which I can't wait to finish this up. Ooh, that's definitely going to involve a very detailed brush. Let me get the top of this thing. It never really jumps up on anything. I've never had a habit of him jumping up on something. He's never done that. Never jumped up on anything. I've never seen him do it. Like on anything. Okay. Certain things like stuff that he knows that he can jump up on, he'll do it. Like the fireplace, I caught him on the fireplace one time, which was funny as on the wall. I have no idea how he got up there. And then one day I watched him jump to the radiator to the fireplace, and that's how he got up there. I was figuring how he got up there. He's sitting up there looking out the window. Ain't that right, Taco? Yep. I know nothing about Taco's past, his family, or who raised him, or if he did have a caretaker. I didn't know about that. I did let him go several times because I didn't know if I was taking somebody else's cat. And I did pray and ask the Lord to send me a cat or a dog or anything I can take care of. Because, I lived in a house and I had agoraphobic. I wasn't leaving. COVID was kicking in, and basically I broke up with my ex. And so I was basically needing something to take care of. And especially when you're in that house by yourself and there's no one else in there with you, you start losing your mind a little bit. So I needed somebody. Even though I talked to the Lord, I need something in there. And sure enough, this guy just walked into my house and gave out this meow. And I thought to myself, Lord, that's your calling, that's your gift right there. But then I started thinking that maybe Taco belonged to somebody else, and maybe I was taking somebody else's cat. So I let him go. 3 times I let him go. He kept coming. He came back every single time and meowed at the door. So it was meant to be. Ain't that right, Biscuit Boy? It was meant to be for us to be together. Yep. So he's been with me ever since. And my Dominican and Spanish brothers are the ones who gave him the rest of his name, because his name was just Taco at one point. And my buddies were like, "You can't name him Taco." I said, "Why? Because that's racist?" He said, "No, his name's not long enough." They gave him Taco Denario Roberto Rodriguez, and I got the last name Bird. Ain't that right, Taco Denario Roberto Rodriguez Bird? So it's crazy. Yep. Okay. Long name. They gave him the name. That's how he got his name. It's funny because every time I tell you the Dominican supporters, they laugh their heads off about his name. Like, wait, his name is what? Especially the Mexicans, like his name is Taco. Does he eat taco? I said, I'll tell you the truth, honestly. He'll fiddle around with it, probably eat the meat mostly. He may take a bite out of the shell, and that's basically about it. But they always ask about Taco. Everybody asks about Taco. How's Taco doing? And one of the things I never had to worry about is some spraying. He sprays in his box every single time. This is the only place he'll go. That's basically about it. So that was fantastic. Another thing too, he doesn't call up the furniture. I had leather sofas in there, a leather recliner. He never tore anything up. He doesn't. He only goes to his scratching post, and that's it. So, yeah, he's a cool dude. And on top of that, he was easy to train. If I tell him to move, he moves. If I tell him to do that. And one of the things I found fascinating about Taco is that when I would paint screens, he would never walk across the screens. He'd walk around them. I said, wow. Yep. Perfect cat. And then Taco kills everything. Taco kills mice, which I prefer him not to kill mice because, you know, take him outside, please. Don't kill him. Well, and he kills bugs. Yep, he kills bugs. Ants, silverfish, doesn't make a difference. He'll kill it. Crickets. He'll kill crickets too. Anything. That's good. Now the thing about it, which is interesting, he don't trust men. Like, okay, so the person, man, he's a cat guy at the end of the day, and he has a couple of real beautiful cats, and he comes in here and tries to talk to Taco. Taco will come out and greet him. He will greet him, but he won't let him pet him. He won't let him pet him. He'll look at him for a little bit, and he'll go back in his hole, and that's it. But he won't let him. He won't pet him. Let him pet him. But if you're a lady, on the other hand, you can pick him up. You can pet him, the whole 9 yards, everything. Yeah, Paco's a little flirt. He is a little flirt. Yeah, you can pick him up. They can pick him up, they can pet him and everything. I'm like, what in the world? Yeah. He likes the lady. He likes the ladies. Yeah. If you're a guy, yeah, chances are he's going to stay far away from you. If he doesn't, if he is curious about you, he's just going to come close to you. He's just going to stare at you. That's pretty much it. My sister picked him up one time. I was like, what in the world? It's the first time I've seen somebody pick him up besides me. Yeah. So I know that when I pass off this earth, if I pass off an untimely, it's my time to go. It is already written that I got a family member that will take Taco in. Taco gets along with him quite well. And Taco likes dogs. He loves dogs. He does. I don't know what it is. He loves dogs. He goes to sit out there and somebody came out there with a big pit bull. And I was like, got a cat in the bag. And he's like, okay. And Taco stood straight up. He wasn't afraid of him. He was sniffing around there, looking at, butting his head up against the bag, looking at him. So I said, hey, look, bring the dog a little bit. I'm going to see something. We brought the dog over, and the dog was friendly. And Taco was friendly, and I opened up a little bit, and they started putting their noses together, and Taco's rubbing his face, and I thought, what do we know? He likes dogs. He also likes raccoons, possums, and everything else under the sun, because I remember I feed the stray cats in the neighborhood, and sometimes the raccoons would come out, and they would grab something to eat. Taco would be out there looking at him, rolling over on his stomach, giving them upside down furry face. If you don't know what the upside down furry face is, that's where a cat rolls over and basically shows his face upside down. That's what I call it, upside down furry face. So I like this color we have here. It's kind of a interesting muddy look to it, but I want my setup to have an interesting color. I was thinking about going with jet black, but no, I like this better. I like this color much better. This is one I was blessed to be to make myself. But sometimes when I'm not making screen paint, I like to make my own colors for doing my artwork. That's another thing too. I put in an art studio, and that whatchamacallit. I like to do artwork. I like to paint. So I'm gonna put me in a nice little art studio in there. So I can work with my pastel colors and my chalk. So I like to make sculptures out of cardboard, which I'm finding out my new passion is making sculptures out of cardboard and basically painting them. Someone described it as PC art. I said, PC art. That is an interesting term. I like that. PC art. So I'm Going with it. PC art. Now I get to go out. This is where I feel happy at. Where I get to work on my artwork. I mean, I like building my PCs, my screens and stuff, but I love doing PC artwork. I love it. I get to build a different world every time I get a chance to do this. I build a different world. Oh, that glue, that smear glue came out. I got an idea for some smear glue. I'm gonna redo it back over again, but with a smear glue texture to it. We're doing a little padding, and we're doing a little painting at the same time. Do a little extra texture to it. And it's funny, my mom would be interested, like, you're painting now? Because I never painted. My mom paints. She's a painter. Oil-based paints, all that stuff. She works with paints. She's an artist. She is an artist. Beautiful artwork. We all got a piece of it. Some of them paint with chalk. Some will do pastel colors and oil-based. Got a brother who works with oil-based paints. His wife does the same thing too. She's good with oil-based paints. Me, I can't do oil-based paints. I can't the chemicals and smell and all that. I can't do it. So that would be for me. The work is beautiful. Definitely gonna need an extra fine brush to get in here. Definitely gonna need that. Because there's no way that we're gonna get into this, so this is gonna have to be. I'm gonna try to get as close as I can, but I know I'm gonna need that extra fine brush to get in there. So I want to. Soak it and saturate it in those spots. It's kind of looking nice. Just the way I saw it in my head. I saw this particular piece I was building in my head. I like the glue build up. The glue build up came out quite nicely. So I like to do the glue build because it's more of a interesting design to it. That dab in that corner right there is fighting a little bit in that corner. Trying to get that corner a little better. There we go. That went in there nicely. kind of tilt this around here. Oh yeah. A little bit of a puzzle here, trying to get in those different areas, but it's done it quite nicely. Quite nicely indeed. Taco's making biscuits, biscuits, biscuits. Taco's making biscuits for everyone. Taco making biscuits for everyone? He's making biscuits for everyone. Taco's a professional biscuit maker. You know that? Yep. His father's was a biscuit maker. He's a biscuit maker. They're all biscuit makers. I remember when I was reading about Leviathan in the Bible, I said, man, I couldn't even imagine in that decade in time being a fisherman and knowing that thing was swimming around in the ocean like that. And wherever it was, I didn't sure enough want to bump into it. I was talking to my mom about it. I was like, Mom, I'll tell you something. If I had known there was something like that swimming around in the ocean like that, I would have never gone out in the ocean for fishing. I could see my wife telling me that their families are basket weavers, and I'll be protesting like, no, I'm not going to become a basket weaver. My father's father and his father's father and his father's father were all fishermen, and I'm going to be a fisherman. Man, I'd have seen a fin on that thing pop up. I like basket weaver. I'd have changed my profession right there as a basket weaver. Hey, what happened? I'm going to be a basket weaver? Yes, I want to be a basket weaver. I do never want to go near the ocean ever again. Not ever. What you weighing about? What you getting your 2 cents in? You want to help me paint this thing? Huh? I'm going to do a little artwork today? I'd just rather just give commands. Yep, that'd have been me right there. Like, nope. I don't do the ocean no more. I'm good. What'd you see? Don't want to discuss it. Don't want to talk about it. Nothing. I'm never going back in the ocean ever again. I'm done. I sold my boat. I'm done. I'm not going to have the extra fine brush in here, but these are the areas right here that are harder to reach. With this wide brush, I definitely have to be in those areas. So I'm not bothered by that. See, so something big enough to know that I'm not king of this earth. I'm not the only one. I'm at the top of the food chain. I can tell you that much. And Leviathan had no fear. He knew he was all powerful. He knew it. He knew he was above man. He knew he was all powerful. God had to destroy him. Or the two of them. There's a male and female. Had to destroy them in fear that they would devour the world. So, all the wars you have on this planet, that wouldn't have been your biggest problem. The biggest problem would have been what's sitting in the ocean. Because Leviathan was different. Leviathan knew it was all powerful. And you weren't taking it down at all, period. Not the way that thing was built. I don't care what kind of firepower you have today, you were not taking it down. That's why sometimes the Lord takes away some things because we can't handle it. We can't handle it. Can you imagine if the dinosaurs still exist? What they had in the prehistoric age, I talked about this before, the bugs And the bees and things they had back then were freaking nightmarish. There is no way in the world that we would have survived it in any way whatsoever. We would have survived it. And if we were to go on the ground, there were things that could travel on the ground too. We'd never survive it. And Lord knew we couldn't survive it. We'd be in a constant war for our survival. For our survival. Because everything out there would eat us. Even though we have it today, but you know, animals have they know their limits. But not those, they didn't know their limits at all, period. They talk about the nightmare bugs of that particular era. The reason why I got rid of everything. You know what's best. Well, we don't. Alright. Our crazy paint job. This is just a curve work because we've got to do another coat over top of this. Multiple coats have to be over that. So you can get that to blend in nicely. This is just to put a cover on it for right now. Oh, I like that gritty build up right there. That gritty build up came up nice. Extra fine brush for that one. way. What I found out from Mr. Williams from the conversation we had over there, Mr. Williams had a nice conversation with the several people of the building, higher-ups, who gave him a stern warning that nothing had better come back over here again. But on our behalf, it's not enough. So we're filing a lawsuit against the building. So when I sat, the last conversation I think I had with one of the owners, I said, so you're saying you're responsible for the tenant? He said, yes, I am. I said, okay, then we'll file a lawsuit. So we're going to sue them. I'm not going to say how much, but it's going to be quite a lot. Because that's not enough for me. Not enough for me at all. And I'm going to be in the process of basically getting law enforcement officers involved in this. But we are going to file charges. We are going to warrant for his arrest. Because of the sexual nature which he sent to me is considered to be a threat. So we'll have you behind bars, Mr. Williams, so you know that. And I'm basically going to be filing a lawsuit against your building. That's the last thing I told him before I left off the phone with him. I said, well, we file a lawsuit against your building. So let's see how that works out. But Mr. Williams, you got a lawsuit coming from us. $250,000 you're going to owe me. I don't know how you're going to pay me, but you're going to figure it out. So it's going to involve you some jail time, hefty lawsuit, going to sue your building and you. So you're going to figure it out. But you will get a chance to see me. You'll be in that courtroom. To your building, just let them know at the end of the day, we don't sell out of court. We're going to take you through the whole full 9 yards of it all. When we get done with you, we're going to splatter that building all over the place, which means at the end of the day, it ain't going to look well that you let tenants in your building harass companies and make sexual, what do you call it, sexual advantages toward them. That's not going to look right for your building right now. We sent them over the email, so yeah, get ready for that one. And we're not selling the court for jack. You're going to pay us exactly what we've requested. My lawyers will be in contact with them. I think the tenants would be very upset knowing that you got somebody in the building that could kind of comment toward men. He's a weird guy at the end of the day. And then on top of that, once we get the other people involved, which is involved that whole nonsense of being a fake preacher and ripping people off, that's not going to look too good for that building. So if it's found out you're letting those kind of scam artists and pedophile, you might as well be a sex predator, because that's what you're a sex predator in your building, then it's not going to lay right. It's going to launch an investigation. That's what we're going to push. So at that particular point, there's no point in contacting us if we don't talk to you after that. And that's what we filed against Mr. Williams. We filed a sexual harassment charge against him in the building. We're also going to be asking about background checks, or background checks done on this individual. We got this individual in the building around other tenants. So there are more letters going out there. Won't be from me, they'll be from the attorney. So Mr. Williams, this is far from over. So you know that. Yeah, we know he got jumped on. They told me they got on him, but that's not enough for me. I need to see you in jail. And I think we have enough evidence, don't we? We have more than enough evidence, right, to get the job done. Ms. Williams, even if we have to come down to Baltimore, Maryland myself, I got family I haven't seen in a long while. I do plan to make a visit. When I do come down, I will come with the attorney. And we'll go there and we'll get it warranted. Whatever we got to do to get you arrested. But I'm going to get you behind bars, that's my promise. And that email you sent out, oh, that's everywhere. It's even on YouTube. Everybody's been looking through that. So that's not going to come out well for you. Right? Especially with you claiming on YouTube that you're supposed to be a man of God. And you're making statements like that? Come on, raping a man until you see blood? Not going to go well for you right now. You do know your entire email is posted to a site, right? Oh yeah, for sexual predators. You're posted over there. Any agency that digs you up, your background check, that thing's going to pop up. So that's not going to look too good for the building. But you can't say we made it up because we didn't. We have your email address and everything that came over with your name and everything on it. Right? See? So that being said, we had a right to post you to the site. So they're going to contact that building very soon about the problem we have with this individual sending out about raping me. Now, if Jamie finds that hilarious, Jamie, you're tied in with that because you know him. You guys talk back and forth, so you know him. You know what kind of person he is. That doesn't look good for you either, or the rest of them. The only person that pretty much disconnected from him and wouldn't talk to him was Rogers. Because you can see they had a little argument going on back and forth. He don't like him. So, you know, the company that you keep is what you are. Nice in there. I'm outside. Little dad work on it. That and the baby. That and the mama. It's a weird person at the end of the day. I knew something wasn't right. I can hear the way he talks. This is something ain't right about that boy. Can't call him a grown man. He's a weird guy. I think Mr. Williams feels that because the building talked to him, he thinks it's over. No, Mr. Williams, it's far from over. You fired way too many shots in our area right now. We're going to make this very personal. When I get done putting pressure on that building and putting pressure on where we got to contact the detectives unit, we're going to make sure we get you arrested. You can't be sending stuff out like that at the end of the day. That's a threat. Very nasty threat at that. And we already filed at the end of the day that you are basically a sexual harassment lawsuit going to come against you too on top of that. That's far from over. That's not going anywhere. So all those documents are going to be sent right to that building. You don't need to have your address where you're at. We're going to send it right to the building. Since they know we're suing them anyway, right? And this is not going to make them happy. Because the pressure that's going to cause them, it's going to cause the pressure they're going to put on you. That's what's going to happen there. But again, we don't care about that. We can show emails where we had conversations with them back and forth. And they're quite aware of what happened. And the scolding they gave you is just not enough to make us happy. Oh, it's coming out nice right there. Nice pet job's coming out beautiful. Got my wires looking all kind of blurred a little bit. There we go. And it's coming out looking nice. I know with this whole immigration hunt going on. The American Indians have got to be sitting up there thinking like, these freaking jerks at the end of the day, you've got to be freaking kidding me. I would if I was American Indian. I'd be ticked off over this nonsense. Like, wait, let me get this straight. You jokers, at the end of the day, are kicking out another race of people, and you're on land that doesn't belong to you? Make it make sense. How does it work? Shouldn't this be the American Indians? Should be the one on those trucks escorting us out? Because truthfully, yeah. You do know you're sitting on stolen land, right? People get mad at me about that all the time. They're like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't crack books at the end of the day. And apparently you're not foreign, you're intelligent. If you don't come at me like that, you're on stolen land. You're on stolen land. You just don't want to accept it. Some people don't want to accept it. You gotta have a saying, your land, your land. It's not your land, it's their land. It belongs to them. You weren't here first, they were here first. That's why you're not called Native Americans. You're called Native, they're Native Indians. We're the immigrants over here. You know that, right? So, now some of you can sit there and say, what about you? I didn't ask to come here, and tell you the truth. Honestly, my people didn't say, hey, we want to come over here. No, my people were taken over here. If you want to be honest and talk about them today, yeah, our people didn't say, hey, we're going to take that boat ride. No, we weren't. We were taken. Kidnapped, so to speak. See, the thing about it at the end of the day that some people want to get offended by. How going to get offended by something that's the truth? That's like me slapping you in the mouth and saying I never did it at all, period. You're lying. Let's just forget about this. You want to bring it up that you got slapped in the mouth, right? You were offended. You want justice, don't you? Right? We don't want this court to say, well, it's never happened. I don't believe you slapped in the face and said, let's go. No, you want justice. There you go. That's how they feel. That's just how they feel. Keep in mind that the African American cannot go back to his roots. He doesn't know where it begins. We don't even know the native language. Nothing at all, period. No history, go on. It's been erased. It's a gap line in there. Right? So I love it when you get people in there that say, go back to Africa. Yeah, kind of like we weren't actually asking to jump on the boat to begin with. We're like, oh, me, am I going to? No, we're taking at gunpoint. So we never asked to come over. Now, am I grateful to be here? Yeah, I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be here, and, I am. But the fact that I can't go back to my own country and I can't basically communicate or connect, that ticks me off. It does. Because I watch my Dominican brothers and Mexican brothers and all my different people that I know at the end of the day, they can go back home. They can go back to Japan, they can go back to Italy, they can go back to DR, they can go back to Puerto Rico, and they can connect. I can't. I'll go back to Africa, how am I going to connect? Don't even know what freaking tribe I'm from. And even if I were able to get the DNA or figure out wherever or tribe I'm from, how would I connect to that when I have nothing there to connect to? How? I don't know anything. My entire history is erased. So tell me how this works. Yeah, you didn't think about that part, did you? Yeah, we can't connect back. We can say, hey, these are my people at the end of the day, but we really, truthfully, deep down inside, cannot connect at all. But you can. So that's the difference between the black man and everybody else. He can't go back. He can learn about where he came from. He can learn about that. But you can't connect 100%. Because our history is gone. So we don't get that option. They're saying that, oh, but you can learn about the food and the cost. That spiritual connection is cut off. We lost it. So we don't have that. Some people try to come back and they try to rekindle it as best as they possibly can, but truthfully, deep down inside you can't. It's nice to know what tribe you come from. That's pretty cool. And the kind of food and the way they dress and what they did and all that, that's freaking cool. But to be able to connect, to feel like you belong there, no. Now, do I hate the American people for this? No, I don't hate the people for this. Because they weren't the ones that were bringing us over on the boat. It was the idiots back then that did that dumb nonsense that brought us over. Those individuals only are the ones that are responsible. Some people take it out on everybody. They feel that the whole entire race is responsible. It's not the whole entire race because they weren't there. Tom wasn't there, Jeff wasn't there, and Frank wasn't there. So why should they be blamed for some of their ancestors or something that their ancestors did at the end of the day? Can't blame them for that. Even if it was from an ancestor or somebody who's connected, they don't feel the same way about that. They have black friends, they married and so on and so forth. They're not the same people. But those people were. Facts. You know, if you're racist, you're going to hell, right? Yeah, you are. You're definitely going to hell. You do not. You can't have the right to hate God's people. Everybody's considered to be a creation of God. We're all part of God's creation at the end of the day. What gave you the right to hate one of his creations and tell it it's unholy and unfit to go to heaven? No, you don't have that right. You may think you have that right, but you don't have that right. I'm going to have that right. No, you do not have that right. Tell me where you have that right to tell somebody that they don't have a right to be saved because of the wrong color. And you've got a rude awakening waiting for you. A very, very rude awakening. You know, somebody with horns and a sharp tail. That's what the guy will be meeting you. Jesus doesn't know you, so you know that. He doesn't know you. Jesus, when he came on here, he didn't basically say that, oh, you know, these people and these people, or none of them can be saved. Anyone can enter the kingdom of heaven as long as you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. Anyone can be saved. So when you got people out there saying that a certain race can't be saved, you're not saved. So there's somebody that will be claiming you when you reach the other side. And it won't be Jesus. Because he's the one to put the nonsense in your head to begin with. That way he can get you. That came out just about I thought it was going to come out, just like that. You know, I find fascinating, people work with clay. They make cups and bowls with it and all that cool stuff. I want to learn how to do that. They make their own dishes and stuff. Some are really, really good at it, man. Really, really good at it. They come out all caked and whatever guys over there. They make clay and stuff like that. I'm going to try that. I'm going to try doing clay. I'm taking up some art classes this year. I'm going to broaden my horizon, take up some art classes. That's what I'm going to do. So I can integrate some of this into PC. Has anyone ever made a PC case made out of clay? Because I'm curious. Now I got to look that up now. Let me see if someone did it. Or I know somebody had to do it. They had to do it. Because then you just start hunting different ways how to make your own cases and stuff. I wonder if someone did one out of clay. That would be so freaking cool. A PC case made out of clay. Of course, you'd have to make it round, something different with the Dr. Seuss kind of look to it. That would be awesome. If anyone did that, I gotta look it up online. I'm gonna make a PC case out of clay. PC case out of clay. I know I've seen one out of Legos. Legos makes a PC case. A PC case that you can put together. I lie to you not. I saw one. I was going to build me a Lego case with some Legos and build me a PC case, and they already beat me to the punch. They already did it already. It's freaking cool looking. Freaking look good looking. Freaking cool. I like it when I see different races joking and laughing with each other. That's what I like. When you see white people and black people and all different races laughing together and joking together, that's a beautiful thing to see. It's a very beautiful thing to see. You see that in kids. Kids don't see color. You know that? They don't see color. They see people. Why can't we be like them? The other one may sit back and say, oh, but you're doing it because... No, I'm not doing it because you're Mexican. I'm doing it because you're a criminal. That's why, Jamie. You are a criminal. Doesn't make a difference what race you are. You're a criminal. That's why. You're a criminal. And I'm a fan of ISIS. I can't stand them. I hate them. I don't like them at all, period. One bit. I don't like them at all. But unfortunately, these are the people we have to do business with to get you to get away from us. Because you don't listen. I've tried everything. I tried bringing someone to your front door with court documents. We tried cease and desist orders. You just don't like to go away. So now you force my hand. I got to go down this direction. So we got to do what we got to do, man. We got to do what we got to do. And I can't stand them. Getting a nice job here with the pat with the board. I keep going back over this spot, but I'm liking what's coming up. It's giving this kind of a rusted look to it. Freaking loving it. Some videos are never the same. Weird. I had to tip down a wall over here and at the same time paint the case at the same time and found a brush that I needed. And because I couldn't find the brush. Call yourself putting pressure on people trying to be tough. You force people to take actions on which they don't want to do against you that have very serious consequences for you. And that's what you did. You forced my hand. Now I got to go back in. I got to finish it on Monday because we got to send some letters down. Got to keep enforcing this. Keep putting pressure on this. The next thing I got to do next is I have to contact the police because you did touch my my license. Remember? You made a copy of the name. That actually is on my business license. So we have to go in and get that nonsense had to be taken care of. Just got that license. That's go down to City Hall and file that complaint against you. You can't be going around doing it. Give me a copy of my license. But you don't have no respect for anybody. Then you do whatever you want to do. So I'm going to have an officer come to your front door, a few of them come to your front door, and we're going to contact the locals down there like we had to do with the other one because we have enough evidence now to basically transfer everybody I have over to there to get them to go over to your address to take care of you. But you don't listen. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? You got this, I don't know what it is. I think he was bullied as a kid. I think he was. I think honestly he was bullied as a kid. Like a kid was bullied. He does. You look like a good runner. The reason why I say that because it's the way you act. You feel like you have to show some kind of force or authority or you feel weak. That's a person that was a bully all the time. And if it means your own destruction, you will still follow that through. Now, I'm explaining something to you, Fernando. When you go through the prison system, you may want to leave that one behind. Because that's the one that will get you hurt pretty badly in there. I mean, really badly. I've seen people get the crap kicked out of them in a place like that. Because they want to be tough and bad. That's not the place to be that person if you're not that person. You are going through the prison system. So I know he thinks at the end of the day he's not. He is going through the prison system. They're going to contact me sooner or later. My information's in there. They're going to be reaching out to me soon. So in that system, when you get in there, don't act that tough guy role at the end of the day. Don't try to be big and bad in there. There's plenty of them in there, and the ones in there, they go back it up. I know where to run in a place like that. Got to be respectful to other people. Stop putting on that tough man role like you think you're tough. If you were a tough man, you would have came to the door when a process server came to the door. Process server came to my door, I came right to the door and met him. And what's your problem? Because there was a lawyer at the end of the day who did something stupid, and he wanted me to sign a document that kind of got him out of the problem that he was in. I was going to take his license from him. And he had his process server come to my door and try to harass me. So I came to the door with the Bible, and I came to the store with my uniform, my Taekwondo uniform. And I said, look, you got an option here. You're on my property, because he is on my property, walked in my driveway. I can do it this way with this, or I can come out there and do it with this. Which one you want? Don't come back here again. I never saw him again. Because I know he wasn't supposed to be there. He was not supposed to be there at all, period. My lawyer said, threaten the other lawyer, tell him don't send anybody to his front door. And sure enough, he sent them out there trying to intimidate me. So I intimidated the process server. That's how we're going to do it. So he basically, I said, well, he walked off the property. So again, guess he chose that Bible. I was going to take his head off. I'm not going to come there and beating on my door and carrying on and acting up like that. Got another thing coming. I try to be that kind of person at the end of the day, but you're not bringing it to my front door. I'll beat the stuffing out of you and leave you out in the driveway and call the police and say, look, I need you to pick that up. In my driveway, you're not supposed to be there, number one, because he's not supposed to be there. My lawyer was addressing the other lawyer and said, don't bring anything to his house. Don't bring anybody to his house. This guy pops up. And he'll come back the second time, beating on the door. And I explained to him, simple and plain, choose one. I don't care how they train you at the academy. I guarantee I'm trained about better than you. So that was the end of that conversation. He left off the porch. Never saw him again. But yours is different than mine. When they come there, they're supposed to be there. And the lawyer lose his license? Heck yeah, he lost his license. Because he had a process server try to harass me. Try to get me to file and sign a document. Tell me if I ain't sign a document, I'm going to get arrested. So no, I had a security camera out there behind me that recorded and documented the whole thing. He just didn't see the camera. Because I never show my cameras. My cameras are hidden on the porch. I remember one of the places I had security cameras on the porch. I deliberately painted, had all the cameras in black and removed all the light indicators out of them so you can't see them. So when you walk up on the porch, the entire porch has a ray of black. I have black traced all the way around it so the cameras could camouflage in. And you couldn't see them. Bit by bit, I removed all those little light indicators. When you walked up, you were being recorded the entire time just to know because the cameras, you couldn't see them. But I had a microphone system out there. I took apart a karaoke machine, ran the wires down, and hooked up to a little speaker system out there so I can talk on the microphone to you outside. I can hear everything you're saying back and forth to me because the camera has microphones on them. So what you doing on the porch? I'm like, what do you mean, porch? Yeah, I can see you right now. Describe everything you have on. Yeah, you're being recorded, buddy. Yeah, I'm going to get off the porch. And I get off the porch and leave. Turn around, look at the house. I said, leave. The neighborhood kids come over like, make the house talk, make the house talk. I had speakers. They got to the point just had fun with that. Speakers wired in the front yard and had the speakers all hidden and with the fake blinds and stuff so they blended in so you couldn't see anything. That'd make the house talk. I said, leave. You can hear this freaking all the way up the block. Yeah, you. I see you right there. But you couldn't see it in the camera. Yeah. See what I got on? Da 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 da. Oh shoot! Like really? My bad, my bad. Oh man, that's fun. Yeah, little remote control cars with cameras in them. That's when it's my camera era. My camera era when I got involved in security cameras. I remember sitting out there and got my first camera, and me and my boys came over. They were eating cereal and watching the cameras. So there was so much going on in the camera that I've never seen before. You know. I'm in the neighborhood every day, but I've never seen all this stuff go on. You sit there and watch the camera, you see some crazy stuff go on. I'm like, well, man, this is better than TV. So my buddy was over there, he came over and said, what you watching? I said, dude, I've been on this monitor for like 4 days, man. I never knew this kind of stuff going on down here. And the next thing you know, he's sitting out there watching. He bring his brother over, and they were all watching. And 3 of us sitting there eating cereal watching these monitors. It was hilarious. Dude, that's the only one you have? I said, no. I got more cameras coming in. The house had 31 cameras that I installed into it. Because I had all different types. I had night vision. I had the cat's eye. Oh, cat's eyes are amazing. That's why I learned never wear white t-shirts in front of a security camera. Because it freaking illuminates that white on illuminates your face. It brightens up so you can see it crystal clear. So that's the reason why I think burglars wear black. But anyway, yeah, so we just sat up there, man, with those cameras and watched everything. I got thermal heat. See, I know people in the neighborhood. I know some military in the family. Military in the family, they're family, but they're military in the neighborhood. And they can get their hands on certain things that I couldn't get my hands on. I was like, can you get thermal? Because I was thinking about thermal camera. Can you get thermal cameras? I said, yeah, I can get thermal cameras. He said, when do you want them? I said, I don't know, give me this week or something. I'm going to check these things out. They were freaking cool. They look like Predator. When you look out the window, you can see everything. And you got on the monitor, you can see everything. The heat signatures going off. Cats, dogs, whatever's walking up. The heat signatures will pop up. You're smoking a cigarette. As you're freaking outside, and you got the engine running, you can all that picks up. Everything picks up. Even the heat signature in the car picks up. It's crazy. There's like no way to get around that. Somebody walks past that camera, the heat signature doesn't pick up, run in a different direction. Because that is not human. But yeah, the heat signature was fun. We had fun with those. We took them down after a while, but they were fun. Oh man, and the freaking the next door neighbor I was messing with. when the kids are out there. I can hear him out there talking to one of his friends. He was on the porch and it was late at night, and I sat there and put the echo system on the karaoke and went, so it echoes from the front yard to the side of the house, and it sounds like somebody's actually like talking to you, like over here, over here, over here, over here. And all of a sudden, you see him look around, look in the front of the yard, look in the back of the yard. I like, shh, shh, shh. And he just went in and shut the door and turned the light on. The next day, I was like, yo, did you hear something weird outside, man? It's like somebody was calling, like over here, over here. He said, yeah. I said, yeah, that was me. Last night messing with you. That's messed up. That's just messed up, man. You got a weird sense of humor. It was funny. Alright, I'm done with my whole setup here. I'm going to be definitely doing a re-glue, because basically some of it buckles under the weight of the paint. So we're definitely going to do a re-glue on all that. It came out nice. I still got to go through with an extra fine brush, because we got little corners and stuff I couldn't get to. But we're going to do all that again, and then we got to do another paint job over top of it to rust it, give it a more rust look to it. So it's involving multiple dry brush jobs. But that's the first coat right there. Alright. Oh yeah, fan on this thing. Get this thing to dry. We got a nice use our own form of paint. We'll make our own for this one. Alright, that's all finished and done. Where is my... I don't understand how people have so much not to do in their day. I got up, came in, did video demonstrations, dozens of them, uploaded all those demonstrations to my different forum sites, came and did some more work on the PC, some more updating, answered a few emails, and then came over and worked on this and took that screen down. Like, y'all really don't have, y'all got too much time on your hands. You got time to be doing that dumb stuff all day. And I still got to go back in the website because I got the search engine optimizer to update again. Because I got to do something on there involving the web address or something. I want to get that done. Is that right, Tackle? That finished, that done. Where's he at? You know, soon, once my final transition is complete, I'm in my new spot. That's it. I told you I was going to do things. The lives we're going to cut off and cut all the lives off. We don't need it anymore. We're going to do the mashup videos. That's it. The videos, the update videos are all going to be on the other site over there on the go, because that's where we have the screens at on the go. So the only thing we'll be doing is mashups on here, and that's basically about it. And that's the end of it. We will not be showing any demonstrations from the new shop, the new hookup, anything. All that's going to be for offline only. Keeping that separate, completely separate from the things I want to do. So the only thing we're going to be doing on this channel is just the mashups, and that's pretty much it. So at least that wall's already down, that's taken care of. Get that ready, get that out of here. I just need the panels, that's basically about it. We gotta show them all. So we get on out. That's basically about it. Getting ready for my new stage. I got my business license, got my cards, got the new technology, we're good. I got the channel's going pretty good, so I'm happy about that. Everything's going well. So there'll be no more of these and all that stuff we do. That's where we're ending all that. I got time for it. I can't show, I'm not going to be showing my new environment. No, I'm good. People are just too creepy. The chances are I'm going to have this thing painted up for now. By the time we get ready to put the hardware into it, we won't even be here. So we'll never see the finish. This thing won't be finished. You won't get a chance to get finished once we're not going to show it off. This is where it's got to be, people. Besides, like I said, I got the things I got to do. Right now, we got people online that just want to play games all day long. They got nothing better to do with their lives, and I don't got time for that crap. You won't be hearing of me, because I won't be having that conversation with you. I'll talk right now, but when I leave from here, my attorney takes over. They start talking to you. When they need to reach out to you, they'll reach out to you. When process service will come to your door, they will come to your door. That's it. You don't see us at all, period. We got other things to do. That's going to be their job. That much. My job is to do what I got to do. You want to go on YouTube and you want to do dumb stuff, then you just get a little letter in the mail, so they'll figure out where you're at. And guys, a couple of people got a private investigator. They work well with computers. They'll figure out where you're at. You'll get a little letter from them in the mail saying, "Hey, look, we know where you're at. This is a letter from us. We advise you to shut it down. And this is going to happen to you." And they're going to advise you to call them. So you can have a nice little conversation, talk back with them, and say, "Hey, look, this is what's going to happen, so and so and so." You get a letter from you stating that you're going to do what you say you're going to do, and that's it. If you don't respond back to them, then you have a processor will come to your front door and tell you you're being sued. And you figure it out. Then you'll see me in court. We'll go from there. No time for that nonsense. I got things I got to do. Got some major people coming on board. I got no time for little petty nonsense, especially when people can't back it up. Bigger place, man. Much bigger place. $30,000 square feet is huge. You know that? It's a big spot. 30,000 square feet. You would need a freaking one of them electric bikes to travel around in there. It's a big place. They don't give us this grant money. I'm going to get something really big, something we can grow into and continue to grow into. The last thing you want to do is something too small and you got to get something bigger, and then I don't like going through all that. Just get it right the first time. I don't have to go through it all over again. I have to get a forklift operator. I know somebody who does forklift operating. I got to hire somebody. Alright, people. Well, have a good Saturday. I gotta go. I gotta get some programming to do. A few minutes. I got some stuff on update. Definitely add on everything to the site. I'm gonna go to my Chrysalis site and get ready to start working on that one. Get that interface and everything done. I need some new interface. Definitely have to put a design on there. I did want to do that too. It's another page or something, which we don't need those. But anyway, gotta go and God bless.